the power to stand on his feet. It's Yodyuth, Kiatyongyuth. He started fighting when he was 10, he's now 19. He's 5 feet 4 inches tall. He's had 33 professional fights for only 2 losses and 1 draw. Fairly impressive tail the tape of Yodyuth. There's his opponent in the blue corner. It's Kaowar. Looksamut. 19 years of age, started fighting when he was 11. 5 feet 3.5 inches tall. And he's had 31 fights for 10 losses and 2 draws. The sounds of the Ramue of the live orchestra here, playing the renditions of the traditional pre-fight dance of Muay Thai. And Yodyuth in the red corner there, he is stretching out. Yodyuth at 19 years of age has only had 2 defeats in his fighting career, and he has a very impressive record of 33 wins for only 2 losses, and very confident indeed is Yodyuth. And there in the blue corner is Kaowar. He's 1 year younger than Yodyuth, although he's had one fight more. So in terms of fighting experience, Kaowar is slightly more experienced, but Yodyuth having the better fight record with 33 wins for 2 losses. So this should be a very interesting contest. Both fighters very evenly matched. Yodyuth coming in, the red corner, slightly the favourite, going for his 31st win. And that was a very hard roundhouse kick to start off proceedings by Yodyuth. Yodyuth, very impressive. There he is. Kaowar, kick-punch combination. Wild punches by Yodyuth. T-push kick, Kaowar. Good roundhouse by Yodyuth. And Kaowar fires in a low leg kick, trying to get inside the thigh of Yodyuth. And Yodyuth responds with a couple of wild punches that don't find their mark. A leg grab, plow, and a head-high kick by Yodyuth. That looked impressive. Unable to stand on his feet, but it was classic Muay Thai there with the leg grab and then firing in the roundhouse that went head high. And then he follows up with a couple of roundhouse kicks to the body just to make Kaowar realise he's in for a tough contest here tonight. Plenty of action here in round 1. Good thumping roundhouse kick by Yodyuth, and another response with the same by Kaowar. In the blue corner, Kaowar, punch kick, then goes grappling. Gets in the knee once. Grappling. Referee not happy with the action, so he breaks it. In the grapples, the fighters must perform. They must either knee, punch, or do something. They just can't stand in there and hold each other. If they do that, the referee will break it. Good roundhouse kick there by Kaowar. Solid roundhouse right to the rib section of Yodyuth. Elbow by Kaowar. That one struck home. Good solid elbow by Kaowar over the left eye of Yodyuth. Kaowar stalking now onto Yodyuth. Roundhouse kick by Yodyuth on the bell to end a very interesting round. Plenty of action, and that head-high kick really was something by Kaowar. Let's see, punch there, and there it is, a roundhouse to the body. And there's the leg grab, classic Muay Thai by Yodyuth, and swings around with a head-high kick, and unfortunately they were unable to hold his balance, but that's classic ploughing techniques by Yodyuth. Roundhouse kick to start off the second round by Yodyuth. Leg grab, Roundhouse to the body, Yodyuth. Nice, clever punching by Kaowar as he moves into the grapple. Knees by Yodyuth. Referee watching closely. Good knee by Kaowar. Kaowar swinging Yodyuth around, trying to land the classic knee onto the head if he can push Yodyuth down, but Yodyuth making sure he keeps away from that knee. Yodyuth back into the grapple again. Kaowar in the blue lands out the knee. Knees being exchanged. Classic grappling, and Yodyuth is able to swing Kaowar around. Knees again by Yodyuth. Knee again by Yodyuth, and again. Knees back by Kaowar. Yodyuth putting the pressure on the Kaowar in the grapple as he fires in the knees. Looks a little stronger, is Yodyuth. Not by much though, as Kaowar swings around and goes in with his own knees. Battle of the knees here in round 2. Knee power. Yodyuth. And there's the response of Kaowar. Dow struggle of the grapple here. Both fighters exchanging knees. Yodyuth barreling now onto Kaowar. Kaowar being pushed back. Now Kaowar pushes Yodyuth, and now forcing Yodyuth over towards the ropes. This is really tiring stuff, this grappling. It's been going on now for most of the round. And Yodyuth driving Kaowar onto the ropes, and finally the referee breaks when the knee stops. Back goes Yodyuth grappling again. Knees by Yodyuth, forcing Kaowar into the ropes. Kaowar now swings Yodyuth around, now trying to drive his own knees home, and does so successfully. Good knee by Kaowar. Kaowar again, putting the pressure right back onto Yodyuth. Yodyuth comes back with knees. Knees by Kaowar. Knees being exchanged. What a struggle here in round 2. Hard knees by Yodyuth. Kaowar swinging Yodyuth around as the bell sounds, and that entire round was basically devoted to grappling, and it was indeed a tough, hard struggle as both fighters sunk in the knees into the body region. There's Kaowar now getting his knee in as we go now into round 3 and what's developed into a very tough, hard contest of Muay Thai. Round 3, here goes Yodyuth back on the attack. Hard punch by Kaowar. Punches again by Kaowar. Kaowar goes into the grapple and then lands in the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 by Kaowar. And Yodyuth trying to out-wrestle Kaowar. The referee comes in and breaks. Well, a hectic opening to round 3. Kaowar got the knee out. Knee by Yodyuth. Now Yodyuth swinging Kaowar around. Knees by Yodyuth. More knees, and again. Now back comes Kaowar. Kaowar pounding in those knees in the blue corner. But Yodyuth up to the challenge and comes back hard with a flying knee himself. Now Yodyuth working hard on the Kaowar with his knees, forcing Kaowar into the ropes. He's got the headlock onto Kaowar, and Kaowar comes back with his own headlock, and finally the referee says, that's not Muay Thai, and breaks. The referee having a warning there to Kaowar, said that was almost a trip. Trips aren't allowed in Muay Thai. Now Yodyuth storming on the Kaowar. Kaowar getting his knees ready. Yodyuth swinging Kaowar around. Knee attacks by Yodyuth. Another good knee by Yodyuth. Now Yodyuth putting the pressure back onto Kaowar and force him into the corner before the referee breaks when there's no action in the grapple. Knee by Kaowar. Well, this struggle, this grappling duel has been going on now for 2 rounds solid, and it surely must be starting to put some factor on the energy level of both these fighters. They can't keep this pressure up continuously, but they've been doing it now for 2 rounds. They must be starting to tire, certainly after 2 rounds of this solid grappling and those piercing knees, which must be doing a lot of damage to the midriff region after. There they are, and both Yodyuth and Kaowar looking decisively tired as they go back to their corners. That certainly was a tough, hard endurance here of knee power, and it's been quite an incredible fight, really. Neither fighter has asked for any quarter nor given any, and there is a classic Muay Thai. The referee coming in looking at that. It could have been a trip, but you're watching Muay Thai.
WWF Raw is War on Fox Sports. Raw action.
Well, 2 more rounds remaining, and the question is, will they go grappling again to make it 3 rounds in succession? Kaowar comes out punching. Yodyuth goes into the grapple. In goes the knees again. Bear hugs are on, and a good knee by Kaowar. Kaowar in the blue. Yodyuth in the red, being pinned onto the ropes. Referee breaking the grapple. Not happy there's enough action taking place in the grapple. Kaowar puts out the knee in defence as Yodyuth comes storming onto him and places on the grappling irons once again. Knees now by Yodyuth. Driving Kaowar around with his knee power, pushing him back. Kaowar makes his stance, and then both fighters go toppling on top of each other onto the canvas. Knee attack by Yodyuth, pinning Kaowar onto the ropes. Kaowar in a defensive knee, but picked up by Yodyuth and dumped onto the canvas. Yodyuth attacking onto Kaowar. Here comes Yodyuth again, hard onto Kaowar. Kaowar going in defence now. He seems to be tiring, and that's a bad news for him because Yodyuth is quite happy to keep pummeling in the knees in the grapple, and Kaowar is going to have to respond unless he's going to fall behind in points. Yodyuth looking stronger now in the grapple, and Kaowar in the blue in a little bit of trouble as he uses the teep push kicks now to try to keep Yodyuth away. Yodyuth breaks through, scores with the knees, and again by Yodyuth. It's been a good round for him. Yodyuth scoring hard now with the knees, and Kaowar in the blue in some bother now as Yodyuth coming home strong, pounds in with the knees. Hard work by Yodyuth, more by Yodyuth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Kaowar is in trouble. Yodyuth pounding home the advantage with those piercing knees. Kaowar has no response. He has no reply to this piercing knee attacks of Yodyuth, and Yodyuth goes back to his corner in triumph, and well might he be happy, because that was an impressive round of kneeing by Yodyuth. Yodyuth pounding in those knees, and no response from Kaowar. Kaowar took an awful amount of battering to the body there by Yodyuth in that decisive winning fourth round. I say winning round because that's what the fourth round of Muay Thai often is. Usually the fighters go through a dour struggle for 3 rounds, and then the fourth round's a telling round, and Kaowar really faces an uphill battle to win this one. Grapples are on again. Kaowar trying to fight back. In he goes with the knees. Punches by Kaowar. Oh, dumped down by Yodyuth. Yodyuth showing his strength in the grapple once again. And Kaowar now is dumped down onto the ropes. So Kaowar taking the punishment from Yodyuth in the grapple. End of the round. Here comes Yodyuth again with his grappling. He doesn't seem to want to do as much pounding with the knees. He's more concerned about controlling Kaowar now. He knows he has the points advantage. Just trying to keep Kaowar away from him now. And Kaowar going punching now, just realising that he can't out-grapple Yodyuth. Trying to get the one punch to knock him down. So Kaowar going punch fest here in the 5th. Kaowar goes in for the grapple. Kaowar needs to do something. He needs to knock down Yodyuth to win, and I can't see him doing that, quite frankly. There's Kaowar looking like he wants to get a punch in if he can. Pretty frisky, goes down with roundhouse kicks. Yodyuth standing back in defence. Yodyuth happy to see this round out. Not going to do anything dangerous. Kaowar really does need to knock Yodyuth down to win the contest. Kaowar with a deep push kick, bringing some response to his fans that haven't given up on him yet. Although I think it's a bit optimistic to ask Kaowar to win it after taking such a thumping for the last 2 rounds, but nevertheless he's trying to redeem himself. And I think you'll find that Yodyuth is the winner. Yodyuth in the red, too strong for particularly round 3 and 4, and weathered the storm of Kaowar in the 5th. Wait for the final decision. I'm sure you'll find that Yodyuth is the winner, though. There he is, the winner on points, Yodyuth in the red. And he did it with the grapple and piercing knees in rounds 3 and 4.